Hello. Hi. Is the mic on? Oh, hey there. My name is Matthew Lilly. Today we are going to have a little chat about the power of relationships. It's the end of the semester and we've all been diligently working on our multi-genre projects. So, without further ado, here we go. We are going to begin by discussing barriers and how we can easily break down these walls while practicing cognitive empathy and outrospection. Lana Rush's infograph similarly discusses the importance of outrospection. She has done a great job on her project, and I am excited to get to see the final project this week. While outrospection can sound like a tough theory to grasp, it's actually quite simple. Outrospection is just a branch of cognitive empathy. While empathy is the ability to understand and share feelings with others, outrospection is then the ability to begin to know oneself by creating very empathetic relations with others around us. Don't worry, it's actually very easy. As we have all learned, cognitive empathy is the ability to step into another's shoes and see things their way. Mr. Krasnarek explains this further in his theory of outrospection, where he outlines real-world examples in his own RSA Animate. The issue today is this: we are so very detached from others around us that we are not able to relate. We are not showing others the compassion that they deserve, and because of this, well, quite frankly, we are all having a very hard time getting along. Now, this may sound elementary, but I want to make my theory as easy to understand as possible. By practicing outrospection and empathizing with those around us, building lasting relationships will come easier than ever before. By just beginning to take a step out of our comfort zones and relating with each other in the uncomfortable contact zone, we will see that once we break down barriers between one another, whether it be political affiliation, color, race, ethnicity, or gender, we will develop relationships with individuals who we may have never spoken to before for whatever reason. You may be wondering, what is a contact zone? Defined, contact zones are social spaces where cultures meet and clash with each other, often in contexts of power such as colonialism, slavery, or their aftermaths as they lived out in many parts of the world today. You see, I believe that if we can find a way to stray from the 20th century notion of only caring for ourselves, our communities and neighborhoods will become a place where we look forward to seeing our neighbors every day, and even those who we may share close to no relationship with. I understand. It's hard for us to step outside of our comfort zones and relate to others that we are not familiar with. We as humans are programmed to be comfortable, but here's the thing: being comfortable is not always healthy. In fact, I believe that being too comfortable can be very detrimental to our family, friends, and communities in which we live. While conducting the research that I have to discuss my theories of building relationships, I have found one thing to be true. We must, I repeat, we must be able to acknowledge the differences that we have with those around us and then move on. In other words, grow up. Get over the notion that you are better than someone because of your job title or the dollar amount hanging above your head. This is absurd. As I have mentioned before, I believe that Professor Lynn Hunt would agree fully with my argument. We have the ability to expand our natural emotions and acknowledge our differences in relationships while respecting those around us who we may not fully agree with. You see, the relationships that we initiate and maintain right now are so very important for ourselves, our children, and everyone around us. I want you to think of communities where bullying in middle schools do not exist, where gun violence is never an issue, in a community where individuals can gather together regardless of their political affiliation and enjoy one another's company. This is where I'm going with my theory. We must be tolerant. As individuals and as a community, we must have the ability to relate with one another and encourage these relationships that are so very important to our quality of everyday life. I know that if we begin to practice cognitive empathy by stepping into others' shoes and seeing the world their way, we will be able to easily build lasting relationships that will positively impact our community today and in the future.